morning, everybody. My name is Cheryl Lawson, and I serve on your fellowship board of directors. I want to thank all of you for being here today and extend a special welcome to any visitors we may have. If you would like more information about the fellowship, please visit the welcome table in the fireside room or sign our virtual guest book at uufames.org/guestbook. Whether joining us from home or here in the fellowship hall, we invite you to stay after the service for coffee and fellowship, where you can introduce yourself and join in conversations with kindred spirits. And there are no announcements today, so on behalf of this caring, nurturing congregation, I welcome each and every one of you to this sacred space. Here we invite you into an experience of transformation, hope, renewal, and connection, which may inspire you to understand life in new ways. Thank you for being here.
Building bridges between our divisions, I reached out to you as you reached out to me. With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Building bridges between our divisions, I reached out to you as you reached out to me. With all of our voices and all of our visions, I friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Building bridges between our divisions, I reach out to you as you reach out to me. With all of our voices and all of our visions, I friends, we could make such sweet harmony. With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony.
Let's say this together. The chalice lighting. In a world where hope is hard to find, we light this chalice, a sign of our shared commitment to love, generosity, courage, and compassion. May we be a beacon to each other and all our communities within and beyond these walls. The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free. We'll sing hymn 100. I've got Peace Like a River. First 3 verses only, please.
I'd like to invite any small children to come up here on the rug. I'm coming to that. Here they come. I'd like to point out this is called a time for all ages. And you notice your chairs were spread apart a little bit. So that means you can stand up and do some of the movements that we're going to do. And if you're too crowded, you could go over along the edge, or you could come up here in front. Or some of these you might be able to do sitting down, but it's a lot more fun if you stand up. So you decide. And those of you at home, you've got plenty of room in your living rooms, right? So you can stand up and do these at home. So we're going to talk about the fact that this is the water element in traditional Chinese medicine. And there's animals in every element. And this season, it's the bear and the turtle. So we're going to stand up and we're going to be bears and we're going to be turtles. So the bear teaches us to be strong and fearless and gives us permission to go into our caves and rest. So we're going to stand like this with our hands on our thighs like this. We're going to bend our knees, and for you older people, don't push on your knees, okay? That's good. Maybe bring your feet a little closer together or farther apart. Either one works. Okay, so here we are. We're bears, right? We're big. We're really big. And we're going to bring our big bear paws up. And look at our long claws on the end of our bears. Wow. End of our paws. And then we're going to go down again. And this is called hibernating bear. And then we're going to turn to one side and look over our shoulder. And we're going to turn to the other side and look over our shoulder. And then we're going to come up in the center. And we're going to bring our bear paws up again. And we're going to twist to one side, and we're going to come in the center, and we're going to twist in the other side because we've been hibernating, and we're coming out of our caves right now. And now we're going to stand all the way up. And so we've decided, we bears have decided that since we've been in our caves for a long time, it would be good to take a swim. So this is called Big Bear Goes Swimming. So you're going to bring your paws down here like this and bring your paws up to the level of your heart out in front, and then you're going to turn your bare paws over and you're going to push the water out of the way. And then you're going to go down. And then we're going to do it again. Bring your bare paws up and push it in front and push the water out of the way. So, you know, this is a good time to think about maybe what you want to push out of your life. Maybe it's not just water you want to push out. Maybe it's fear, right? Carrots, you're going to push your parents. You're going to push your parents out of your life. You know, your parents are here. Did you know that? Okay. So let's try it again. Let's come up and go out in front and then push whatever you'd like out of your life. And this time let's inhale and let's exhale and let's inhale and let's exhale. You guys are doing so good. Inhale and exhale, meaning breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Great. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Wow, good job, you guys. Now we're going to do Big Bear reaches for honey. Okay? So we're going to start with our hands up in front of our heart like this. And we're going to take one hand and reach up, like as far as you can possibly reach. And the other hand goes down, like you're trying to reach that one thing at the top shelf of your closet and you just can't get it. Maybe where your parents have hid something from you. And then whatever you're reaching for, you're going to bring back to your heart with both hands. And then you're going to reach to the other side. And we're going to reach. And we're going to pull whatever we're reaching for into our hearts. So now think about what you might be reaching for in your life. And pull it back into your heart. Maybe you're reaching for some peace. Maybe you're reaching for some trust. Maybe you're reaching for what else? Your mom's sourdough, okay? Reach and pull it back into your heart. Did you just get that? And reach again. What are you all ages people reaching for in your lives? And you're bringing it back into your heart. And do it again. Reach.
We're reaching for kindness.
Reaching for energy, reaching for kindness. Justice. Reaching for hope. Can you do it one more time? Really reach. Make this one the best one. Reach. Good job. And come back and down. You guys are good bears. Very good bears. Very good bears. Now we're going to do some turtle moves. So, what do you think of when you think of a turtle?
Going inside the shell.
Going inside the shell. Did I tell you to say that? Because that's really good.
Moving slow.
Moving slow. Very
Super slow.
super slow. So slow and super slow. And the turtle teaches us that it's okay to do that. It's okay to be steady and to trust. And the turtle gives us permission to withdraw when inside our shells. So that's what we're going to do now. So you're going to stand up, and you, the turtle, are going to bring your turtle paws up like this. And you're going to bend your knees, and you're going to bring your ears up and your shoulders together so it almost hurts. Squeeze. Now, can you make fists and squeeze? Can you squeeze your face? Squeeze your face. Tight. Tight. Now we're going to take a big inhale and stand up. Now push your shoulders way down. I wish you guys could see this. This is just so great. And then we're going to do it again. So we're going to come down, bend your knees, squeeze your fist, bring those shoulders and your ears close together, tighten your face, tighten, 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 tighten. And stand up. And we're going to do it one more time. Squeeze, tighten, tighten. Okay, let's just tighten. We're gonna do tighten, tighten, tighten. Ooh, now stand up, big inhale. Push your shoulders down. Now look down into your heart. And then bring your chin over to one shoulder and bring your chin back down to your heart. And go to the other shoulder. And go back down again. And go back down, and then raise your head up, and now roll your shoulders back. Oh, now let's just kind of shake like this. Yeah, sound effects are good. Now we're going to do one more turtle move, and this time you are turtles and you're going to grab hold of the moon. Can you hold on to the moon? And we're going to dance with the moon. We are turtles and we're going to dance with the moon. So how do you like to dance? Maybe like this, maybe bring it behind you, maybe you want to go around. You've got room up here, so you can go in a circle if you want to. Is this fun to dance with the moon? So you're going to end up going to your classes here now, and you can take the moon with you. And we're going to sing. Mary's going to play, and we're going to sing, and you can take the moon with you as you go to your classes. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
We'll now give and receive the offering. This morning, half of the non-pledge offering will be donated to the Ames chapter of the NAACP. Their advocates commit to raising awareness for education and social and economic equality for communities of color in the legislative and electoral process. The other half of the offering will support programs here in our fellowship that make this a place of community, spiritual growth, love, and justice. We'll pass the basket here in Fellowship Hall, but alternately, for those at home or here with a cell phone, you can go to uufames.org/give to make your contribution today. And if you're visiting today, please know that your presence here is gift enough.
We are one with the heart of the Mother. We are one with the heart of love. We are one with the heart of the Spirit. We are one with all. Give us peace. Oh, give us unity. Justice now. For all humanity, we are one with the heart
It's now time for joys and sorrows. It's a tradition in this community that we share our joys and sorrows and feel the support of others in this congregation. We did not have any specific joys and sorrows that were reported this week, but we know there are some. And at this time, if you would like to say out loud a person's name or something that's a joy or something that's been a sorrow for you, this is the time to go ahead and say it softly out loud. So you're going to find some words up here on the screen, and it's in your hymnal number 1009 called Meditation on Breathing. We're going to sing it through 3 times. So before, there's a reading listed, but before we do that, I thought I would give some explanations as just what the heck we're talking about today and what makes sense for you. So traditional Chinese medicine includes practices such as acupuncture, herbal medicine, and lots of different things. Qigong, which we just did some Qigong exercises, and it's pronounced Qi-Gong, if you want to practice that, Qi-Gong, which means the cultivation of qi or energy. Qi, loosely translated, means energy, and Gong, which is, it's spelled G-O-N-G, but it's pronounced Gung, means the cultivation. It was developed in China about 2,500 years ago, same time as yoga in India, and it was developed to keep the royal family healthy. It's the mother of Tai Chi and many other martial arts that developed about 1,000 years later. The components of Qigong, which you will find in every Qigong class, are movements and meditation, self-massage, and breath work. Tai Chi, as I stated, came along about 1,000 years later as a martial art, and it was taught to the Chinese soldiers to try to keep the Chinese soldiers healthy. So we're going to be reading something written by Lao Tzu, and let me tell you a little bit about this man. He lived in the 6th century before the Christian era. He was a contemporary of Confucius. They kind of had this love-hate relationship between the two. Lao Tzu was revered by the Chinese people, and he had a high position in the Chinese government, but he was very discouraged as to what was happening in the country. So he hitched a wagon to his ox, and he set out for the western border of China, Tibet. And when he arrived at the gate, the gatekeeper knew who he was. As I stated, he was very revered. And he begged him not to leave China and said, "We need you here." But Lao Tzu insisted that he was leaving, so the gatekeeper said, "Would you please write down some of your readings so that we have them?" So he went into the gatekeeper's little hut and wrote down 81 verses or chapters, which are now known as the Tao Te Ching. And then Lao Tzu departed for the wilderness, and he was never heard from again. The Tao Te Ching is one of the texts of Taoism. So what's Taoism? Well, it's commonly called the Way. It's a way of deep reflection, learning from nature, which is considered the greatest teacher in the world. It means a path and walking on the path. It's not a thing because it's ever evolving. It's an ongoing state of being which might change. But usually we think of it as non-forcing, not going against nature, not overdoing, not action, non-interference. And Taoism is what has led to the development of many practices that we use today, such as traditional Chinese medicine, the I Ching, meditation, Feng Shui, astrology, Qigong, Tai Chi, and the list goes on. The last thing I want to explain to you is that in both yoga and Qigong, there are 5 seasons and 5 elements. Late summer is thrown in both practices. So right now we're in the water element, which is the winter season. In spring, it will be the wood element. In summer, it will be the fire element. In late summer, it's the earth element. And in the fall, it's the metal element. But today, we're just going to talk about the water element, which is the winter season. The water element is connected to the organs of the kidney and bladder. Every element is connected to organs and animals. So you saw the bear and the turtle, but it's connected to the kidneys and the bladder. The kidneys are considered like the pilot light under the furnace, the source of day-to-day energy, and the emotions of this element are fear and anxiety. But the balancing emotions are trust and wisdom. The color is, I meant to show this when the kids were here, blue, and this is the symbol for water. So now I'm going to read to you verse 8 of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is the second most translated book in the world, second only to the Bible. And many, many people have written interpretations of it. This is an interpretation by Wayne Dyer. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It flows to low places loathed by all men. Therefore, it is like the Tao. Live in accordance with the nature of things. In dwelling, be close to the land. In meditation, go deep in the heart. In dealing with others, be gentle and kind. Stand by your word. Govern with equity. Be timely in choosing the right moment. One who lives in accordance with nature does not go against the way of things. He moves in harmony with the present moment, always knowing the truth of just what to do. It's always amazing to me that he supposedly went into a shack and wrote these 81 verses down in like 3 days, and this is just one of the 81 verses. So, what are the characteristics of water? Well, it can be still, it can be flowing, it can be cool, it can be stable, it can be moist, it can be smooth, it can be clear, it can be cloudy, it can be soft, right? You probably thought of other words to explain water at the same time. Water is quiet until it's overwhelmed. If there's too much activity, if there's overdoing anything, and too much focus on the outer world, that depletes water and leads to imbalance. When the water element is in our bodies is out of balance, we will have difficulty with things like social situations, with trusting, with being confident. And sometimes we can become withdrawn and detached, or we will lose a sense of self-awareness. So we're going to do a little exercise now, another Qigong exercise, which you could do standing or you could do sitting. This would be an easy one to do sitting. And so I'm going to come over here so you can see what I'm doing. So it's up to you whether you want to stand or whether you want to sit in your chair. And we're going to push water. So it's still right now. It's very still. Now we're going to take that water and we're going to push it forcefully to the side. Really push that water back and forth. Push it. So now we've got it moving and churning. Now we're going to stand still with our palms facing the earth, and we're going to make big circles very slowly to still the water. And we're going to gradually make our circles a little bit smaller. If your balance is good, you could do this with your eyes closed, or you can keep them open. And you're just gradually making your circles get smaller and smaller. And then finally, let your hands be still. Take a nice deep breath. And then lower your hands down. And kind of scoop from the earth and bring energy up to your heart. And scoop from the earth and bring the energy up a little higher. And one more time, scoop from the earth and connect the earth to the above. And then go ahead and have a seat. So a couple of things. Did you notice the change in your body from when we were pushing the water and then we were stilling it? Could you feel it inside? And if you didn't, it's okay. Not a big deal. The other thing was, did you notice how your hands felt when you were circling? You might not have been paying attention to your hands. I tingle when I do that. And it's just energy. You're just moving energy. So I always tingle when I do something like that. You can try that later and see if you notice a difference in your hands. So, as mentioned above, the kidneys and bladder are the organs of the water element. So, what do the kidneys do, and why is this organ so important to us? Well, the kidneys make sure that your blood pressure isn't too high or too low. Did you know that? The kidneys make sure that there's not too much or too little water in the body. What you probably knew is that the kidney gets rid of waste, such as urea and uric acid and toxins via the urine. The kidneys also activate vitamin D, which helps the body absorb calcium. The kidneys maintain a balance of the electrolytes in your body, such as sodium and potassium, and that's very critical for your heart rhythm. The kidneys make sure that your bodies aren't too acidic or too alkaline. And the kidneys release erythropoietin, which is a hormone which tells the bone marrow to make red blood cells. I'll bet you didn't know that. So people that have chronic kidney disease are always anemic because they don't get enough erythropoietin to send the signal to the bone marrow to make red blood cells. That's quite a lot for these little organs, right? We have two. We only need one, but we have two. So when the kidneys are out of balance, again, according to traditional Chinese medicine, there could be increased fear, there could be insecurity, there could be anxiety, there could be insomnia, or fatigue, or feeling cold. Also, you could have stiff joints, you could have a sore low back, sore knees, fluid retention, dizziness, and then every urinary issue that you can think of if your kidneys are out of balance. Very important. So as I just mentioned, fear arises when the kidneys are out of balance. And the opposite of that, when we feel fear or anxiety, that puts a burden on our kidneys. So it goes both ways. When we're afraid, all the energy squeezes inwards. It's like a self-protective measure. If someone scares you, you jump, right? You jerk, you're scared. It's an automatic reaction. And fear isn't a completely negative thing. It's a survival instinct. When we have a good reason to be fearful, our hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline kick into high gear, and they give us a heightened sense of alertness, and we need this during very real dangerous situations. But if fear is sustained over long periods of time, it will cause long-term effects such as depression and muscle tension and sleep problems and even difficulty with memory and focusing, headaches, digestive issues, et cetera, et cetera. So, what are good things to do when we feel fear? So, taking some deep breaths. So let's take a couple of deep breaths. Take the best breath you've taken so far today. Take the best one. Come on, everybody. Now take another one, as if it's the most magnificent thing you've ever done in your life. And it is. Another thing you can do is shake. Okay, yeah, it's a good warm-up exercise, but it's also a good way to release stress. You release the energy that's tightening your body so it can release emotional attention. It's also good for your balance and loosens your joints and gives you more flexibility and helps us to relax and gets rid of energy blocks, a lot of energy blocks. The Chinese believe there's two reasons that we have problems with our bodies. One is you don't have enough qi, you don't have enough energy, and the other one is you have stagnant qi that's stuck and it needs to move. So once again, you can stand up or you can sit in your chair, whatever you'd like to do, and you're gonna shake. Get your feet moving, get your knees moving. Move your head. Move your upper body, move your lower body. We got some good shakers in this crowd. Now just shake your head. Now just shake your shoulders. Now just shake your hands. Now just shake your elbows. Now just shake your upper body. It's hard to do. Just shake your lower body. You know, we're one entity, it's kind of hard. Now, can you just pick up one foot, the heel of one foot, and shake one leg? Just pick your heel up, just your heel, and shake it. Now shake everything again. can do this for a long time. Seriously, have you ever done it for 5 minutes? It really feels pretty good. Have a seat. So how was that? And then you could twist and shout, too. You could shake it up, baby, and then twist and shout. Yeah. Another thing that you can do when there's fear, and we've all had a lot of fear in the last few months, the last day, the last week. We've had a lot of fear. Another thing that you can do is to make sure that your body is warm enough. When your body is warm enough, it allows your body to relax and to release. And there's all kinds of ways that you can warm yourself up, but I want to share 3 ways, according to traditional Chinese medicine, that you can do. One of the things you can do is massage your kidneys. So your kidneys are like this big. They're not real big organs. They're about 4 inches tall, and you have 2, and they sit below your ribs in the back. So if you can lean forward and find your ribs, they're above your waist, above your waist. A lot of people think your kidneys are down by your waist, and you could take your hands and make soft fists. You could use open palms. You could even tap them a little bit, but massaging the kidneys is a good way to warm up. They are the pilot light of all your organs. So keeping those kidneys warm is a good thing to do. Traditional Chinese medicine recommends that you wear like a scarf around that area, wrap it around your body to help keep your kidneys warm. There's actually something that you can buy that's called a kidney warmer. It's this. And you wear it over your kidneys to keep your kidneys warm. And actually, I kind of like this because it helps support my back.
Is that a tube?
Yep,
So you step into it or something?
yep. In Japan, this is called a karamaki. And I think I paid $15 for this. It's not expensive, but it's the purpose of it. And I believe if you go on Amazon, it says something like kidney warmer for the elderly or something like that. But you don't need to be elderly to do this. But even if you have a big scarf, you could wrap a big scarf around your middle to keep your kidneys warm. Another thing that you can do is pinch and squeeze your ears. So you can take your fingers and go in all the little folds of your ears. And you can even take the outer part of your ear and pinch them as you go down. You can pull down on your earlobes. And actually what I like to do is just put my hands over my ears and rub them. Whatever you want to do. And then, my favorite way to do this, to get warm, is that in the center of your palm, you have something called Lao Gung points. If you take your middle finger and put it right in the middle of your palm, that's where your Lao Gung points are. And then you kind of line those up so that have an imaginary big marble between you, or a ping pong ball. Just imagine that your hands are maybe an inch apart. And then very, very slowly, you're going to go in a circle. Very slow. It takes a little while, but it always warms up my hands. And then go the other direction. You always want to go both directions. Your body will be out of balance if you just go one direction with any movement that you do. I should have had you pay attention to the temperature in your hands before you started. And then just put your hands on your face. Are they any warmer? It works for me every time that they're warmer. So those are just 3 little techniques according to traditional Chinese medicine that you might want to try. Is this a good time for me to talk about the class that we do? On Mondays at 1:30 out here, we do a lot of Qigong and Tai Chi movements if you're interested. A lot of people here in the room that I told them they had to be here today to do this. They're here. Number 4 is just slow yourself down, and we're going to talk about this in more detail in a bit. And then the last one is coming back to your center. Feeling the connection between the earth below you and the sky above you, and knowing that in your center you are calm. You are. You're always calm in your center, but we let all this other stuff happen, and we don't necessarily pay attention to that calmness in the center. A really easy thing to do is to put one hand on your heart and one hand below your belly button. And just take a couple of deep breaths. And this will sometimes just calm you down if you just do this. So how do we tie this into winter? For centuries, winter season has been the time to stay close to the fire, to share food and stories with friends and family during the long, cold days and nights. Wisdom has been called the wisdom season. We don't always pay attention to the wisdom that we're getting, but it's the season to spend more time alone, to rest, to reflect, to nurture our dreams, to go inside, find your heart, connect with your light. Since the kidneys and bladder are the organs of winter, it's a good time to contemplate your relationship to water and to your emotions. And think about if you're one of those people that tends to go with the flow, or you're one of those people that tries to control life. So this is the time for slowing down, for silence, for stillness, for letting go of fear and anxiety, for unstructured downtime, for finding the ability to do less, for listening, to reflect on what's working in your life and what's not working. Did you let go of anything when we were doing the push the water out to the side? Were you able to let go of a few things? To go inward and dream, to think about and plan for spring. Anybody else getting a mammoth amount of seed catalogs in the mail right now? It's a good time to think about it. So if we don't take time each year for deep rest, then the wisdom is not possible. Unfortunately, it's a lot of times ignored in our modern society where we're pushed to do more all the time. So the winter season and the connecting water element are all about self-care, about nurturing yourself. So I've made a little list of things, and in a minute, we'll see if any of you have anything to add to my list. This is not anything new, probably, but this is what I came up with. To listen to your body, to pay attention to its needs, to go inward by practicing quiet reflection and meditation, being mindful, having the belief that we deserve rest, pay attention to your stress levels, try not to overwork or be overactive, develop the ability to say no, give and receive hugs, go to bed earlier, get up later, nap, follow the example of bears and chipmunks and woodchucks. Do some gentle and mindful movements daily. And the twisting, when we were doing the bear, twisting is good for the kidneys. So those easy twisting movements are something that we can do quite a bit. That's okay, Kay. See, we let that go. We let that go. Get outdoors whenever possible, but dress warmly. And look around and see water displayed in winter in all its glory. So we've had fog, snow, ice, icicles. I noticed there's icicles melting today right outside on that covered area. Rain, mist, dew, snowflakes, frost, clouds, frozen everything, but now some flowing streams. Keep those kidneys and your feet warm, as I mentioned. Cold temperatures can weaken the kidneys. So socks, slippers, blankets, and remember to massage your kidneys. I also think it's a good idea when you're massaging your kidneys to thank them for what they do for you. Send them some love. Tell them how much you appreciate everything that you do for them. I see a lot of smiles thinking, I don't know. But they like to hear that they're appreciated, you know. Eat nourishing foods that are warming, like soups and stews and cooked foods, and keep hydrated by drinking lots of water and warm fluids like herbal teas, flushing your system, and avoid energy depleting foods, sugar, alcohol, caffeine. And of course, turn off your electronics whenever possible. And if you're like me, avoiding the news right now is a good idea. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add to that list? Make stuff. Take a walk in the woods. Sing a song. Be kind to others. Spend time with your pets.
Time with your friends.
Time with your friends.
Time with your grandchildren.
Time with your grandchildren.
Listen to your favorite music.
Listen to your favorite music.
Spend time alone.
Spend time alone. Laugh.
Check for a star in the sky.
Look at the moon. It's the snow moon this month. Great suggestions. So we are at the point in our service where we are going to sing Blue Boat Home. I thought we've been talking about water. It would be time to get on a boat. So let's get on that boat and sing Blue Boat Home. Whenever you're ready, Mary. Let's stand.
Never harbor
I'd like to end with this quote by Albert Camus. He said, "In the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer, and that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back." So now we're going to extinguish our chalice, and we're going to say together, "Extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again." So I'd just like to offer some gratitudes to everybody that made this service possible. Mary and the women in the round, Deborah, and what's your name again? Dan. Our tech people, Amy and Kay, for helping facilitate this. All the people behind the scenes, all the people that brought snacks and goodies and got the kitchen ready, and now they're going to clean up the kitchen. And everybody that works together that make this truly a fellowship. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll end the service. Thank you for coming.